Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be an unboxing of this amazing and heavy package I've got from my good friend Dave Ramsden. So I can't wait to get into this and show you what's inside. So nurse, scalpel, thank you very much. This, as Dave always does, he sends this really well packaged. He doesn't leave anything to chance. I mean, the other things that he sent us are kind of a bit damaged. I think there was a couple of boxes that got damaged in one of the things he sent us. That's purely down to the fact that people are just not taking any good care of the things that are sent, which is a travesty, isn't it? Now, I do know some of this, and I'm saying some of this, I don't know all of the stuff in here. Dave as well, again, has packaged this really well. Utterly, Dave always does that. Well, people who send stuff to each other, we collectors especially, we do know how to do it. We should all work for Amazon, shouldn't we? Wow. So I thought these were protectors, and they are protectors in here. But it's not just protectors, it's actually protectors and slip covers, as you can see there. Now, what I'll do here, Davis, there is something in the bottom of this. He said there's a surprise in the box in the bottom of this. I'll cut these in half. I always get them the wrong way around, don't I? But I'm going to try and get them the right way around this time. So first up is, God. You know, when you just think, I saw the back of this and I thought, that looks a little bit like Cannibal Man, but it can't be. It can't be Cannibal Man, but it is Cannibal Man. My God, look at that embossing. This has to be one of my favorite slips of all time. I was interested in this one, and as soon as I saw Severin releasing it, I thought, oh, well, I'll go for that one. Wasn't really thinking too much of it because I hadn't seen it before, but this is a brilliant film. And as soon as I saw the slip, I thought, I've got to get this with a slip, especially the slip. Now, this is a funny one here because I'll tell you why. I've got this one, I've got this slip, but what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put it on my 4K because I've got a 4K which doesn't have a slip. It's never had a slip, but it does now because I just love this slip, and it will go in one of those the protectors as well. So that's amazing. Straight out of the back, getting that one. I don't know if Dave had wanted me to get this last. So what I'm going to do is when I put this down here, I'm going to turn them the other way around and look at it from the other end. But this is just, I mean, look at that. And the thing is, though, as well, because the other one has shrink wrap on it at this time, I'd never be able to feel the fact of this embossing. Au naturel, if that's something you can say. Cannibal Man, my God. At the end of this video, I'll come back and I'll show you exactly what they look like with the stuff inside. So first up on the ones that maybe Dave wanted me to see first off is, ooh, now Taxi Driver. Have I got that? I'm pretty sure I've got that. Oh, it'll be up there. I'm not going to turn around and do that. I'll break my neck doing it. I love this film. I did tell a story off once before, if you haven't heard it. I said to Deborah, I've got to watch Taxi Driver. This is way back when. I put it on I think it was on VHS. And she was actually physically sick when she watched the end of this movie. Now, the end of this movie is graphic. It has to be said. But yeah, so I thought, whoops. You know, you think, have you overstepped it there? And I thought, well, if you get sick at Taxi Driver, you don't want to watch Cannibal Holocaust. So that's Taxi Driver. I don't think I own that one, but I do need to get it into the collection. Definitely. Next up is oh, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. I think Deborah's seen this, you know, and I think she said it was a soft touch spot gloss, as you can see. Lovely. Now, I did want to see this. Have I got this? There's another one of these movies I've probably got, but I don't know if I've got it or not. I'll definitely get this one though, because this is the one that I really do want to see. I know that Debbie will watch it again. Debbie, the Debs. Come on, what am I thinking of? Lovely soft touch, that one. Just love that feel that you get. Next is, oh my God. This is incredible, this one. Is it Titane? This is the French movie. I've heard a load of people talking about this and they say it's absolutely incredible. And I thought, I'll have to go and get that one. Didn't even know it had a cover on or anything like that. I just know that I need to see this movie. Now, the chances of me being so late to the party to get this one, and have it with a slip on would be like literally nil, I would imagine. I don't think it's got a UK release or anything, but I will be searching this one out. Tout Sweet. Bit of French for you there. This actually looks like a German release. So I'll try and track this down, but this slip cover, beautiful. This literally is a movie I've been wanting to watch since I heard people talking about it. Seems to be way back when. Yeah, heard great things about that. I can't actually tell you what's on it because it's in German, but that doesn't matter. What a slip. Striking. So next is ah, Hardcore Henry. Is this? No, it's not. I was thinking it was what's his name, Harry Potter. But I've heard a lot of people talk about this one. So yes, that'll be one I'll have a look out for. Hardcore Henry, what a title. Actually, Deborah's dad's called Hardcore. Hardcore. He's not called Hardcore. He's called Henry. So I'll have to call him Hardcore Henry. How do you think that one will go? So next is this one I saw is Waxwork. This is what a great film this is. Now I do think I own this one, or I do think I've got the slip. I'm not too sure, but it's coming to my mind that I've got this one. Now where would that be? This would be in the horror section, which is over there. Now when I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've got it because no, it might be over there, but I doubt it. I'm looking under the W is there, and no, I don't think I've got it. This is great. Now these are the ones that you can't find these slips on, and then lo and behold, it slips here because I could order this offline, but I think there's no way I'll get the slip on it. But that's the best thing about when Dave sends me something from a bit of a a bit of a time ago. It means I can just order them from wherever and just think, right, I'll go into CEX, on the odd chance I've got anything good in these days, and then put the slip over the top. Amazing. Next is, oh no, this is a new one, isn't it? Cobweb. This feels like I'm saying it feels like a thinner box. The only reason I'm thinking of that's an American version, isn't it? Would they do that with it? It's got got nothing. I've heard good things about this. 8-year-old Peter is plagued by a mysterious constant tap tap from inside his bedroom wall, a tapping that his parents insist is all in his imagination. As Peter's fear intensifies, his beliefs he believes that his parents could be hiding a terrible, dangerous secret and questions their trust. And for a child, what could be more frightening than that? Yeah, ain't that a fact? Excellent. Cobweb. Lovely, lovely feel of that as well. I wish you could hear that. But this AI noise cancelling mic doesn't seem to want to know about ambient stuff. Next is Salem's Lot. Now I have got the slip. I've got it off. I'm sure I've got it. I've got it off Stephen Monkey Mason from HMV. He works in the Metal Centre one, and I've definitely got this one from him. I think. Lovely slip though, nice and bossing. You can't really see the bossing. You can't really see that on this. Yeah, spot gloss in there. Lovely. But I haven't got. No, hang on. Hold the press. I have got this movie, but I haven't got a slip on it because actually, if I'm honest, have I got the slip? But I haven't put this on my Salem's Lot Blu-ray because I haven't got a slip. So I have now. So that looks like that's going to be an upgrade. Next is ah, Incredible Hulk. Now this, I remember I wanted this one, and there was no slips to be had. Even on a 4K, is this out in a 4K and there's got no slip on? So what I'm probably going to do with this is I will find a 4K somewhere because you can see it practically next to now, but there's no slips available. And this is quite hard to slip to get as far as I can believe. So yeah, that'll be one I'll definitely use. Put that in there, to use pile. So last up is The Hunt. And I don't think this has had a proper release over in the UK, I think. So you have to go elsewhere for this. This is definitely one from Blumhouse as well, from America. But I've heard great things about it. Only designated people may be hunted at the manor. Is it one of those ones that's a game where they're looking out for people? It's like the sport is to chase people. Yeah. So honestly, Dave, I can't thank you enough for these slips. Just absolutely amazing. Obviously, that is just unbelievable. Last up is this. Dave said there was a surprise for me, and yeah, don't know what it is, but I'm interested to see. Expertly wrapped as well. I'm going to take this out, and have no knowledge of what is here. Trying to avoid any eye contact. This feels a bit meaty. Feels a bit, I'm going to say, like a media book in my hand. It's quite a big set. It is. Oh, oh my God. This, honestly, Dave, man, look at this. Now, Dave was saying to me, he actually messaged us the other day and said they were watching it. Him and Jill were watching The Wanderers, and I said to him, I said, I haven't seen that since the days of VHS. We used to get The Wanderers and The Warriors out together. They kind of went hand in hand, even though they're kind of different from different eras, even though they made it at the same time, more or less. And I said to him, I says, I haven't seen this since the days of VHS. It was one of those ones that was quite hard to get as well. It wasn't banned or anything. It was just a really difficult one to get. But this set here, look at this. So you get The Wanderers, the preview cut. I don't know what the preview cut means. Now, Dave used to live in Germany. He's told me a few times that's how he's got this like connection with Germany. So The Wanderers got some cracking artwork here on the disc. Should I say in the box? On the disc you do have now. Dave told me about this. You have got the soundtrack as well on CD, which is amazing. It's a three disc set. You've got this amazing artwork there. Now I do remember him being here. I can't remember much of the other cast apart from this fella here. He was definitely in Stir Crazy, wasn't he? I'm gonna sort of guess at this. Were these called these lot this gang were they called the Baldies? Could have been. Got German text in here. That is her out of the blue. Got that over there. She's a great actress. She comes across really rough, and I reckon she was like that in real life. I've heard. Forgot all about her living in this. Living. I forgot all about her being in this one. Wish I knew German. Yeah, that gang there. She looked like a hard nut in real life. Hope there's some interviews with her. 1979. Yeah, really interested to see this one after this length of time. Ken Faree is in it, I think. Did it say that? Got his name mentioned there. So on the CD, you get Walk Like a Man by the Four Seasons, Ya Ya by Lee Dorsey, Big Girls Don't Cry, the Four Seasons, My Boyfriend's Back, the Angels, Sherry, the Four Seasons, Baby It's You, the Shirelles, Pipeline by the Shantays, You've Really Got a Hold on Me by the Miracles, Wipeout by the Safaris, Soldier Boy by the Shirelles, Stand By Me, Benny King, Shout by the Isley Brothers, Do You Love Me, The Contours, The Times Are a Changin', Bob Dylan, Run Around Sue, Dion, Tequila, oh, by the Champs. I love that song. I Love You by the Volumes. Tequila obviously reminds me of Big Top Pee Wee, not Big Top Pee Wee, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, which should be getting a standalone 4K, never mind anything else. It just doesn't. Honestly, Dave, I'm looking through this, but I can't thank you enough for this. This is just such an incredible and really, when Dave said he was going to send us a surprise, I would have never thought of this. even though David said he'd just seen it. You get some Discord there. Now, I'm sure that's a fellow out of Porkies, isn't it? Meat out of Porkies. I'm sure because I thought this guy here was meat, but I'm sure that's meat from Porkies, and I got the main character wrong. But I thought, as I was looking through it, I thought that he mustn't be in it, but I'm sure that's him. I don't know his actor's name. Sadly, he just passed away as well, which is what a shame that is. So, Dave, you've you've really played another blinder with what's going on here. I just can't thank you enough for this incredible set. And a set like you don't see these things released very often, especially in the UK. You don't we Germany seem to get all the media book um like sensational media book ones. So this I'm gonna watch this quite soon. I've got to. Wow, so look at that. I mean, come on. Okay, so I'm back to show you what slips I've used from Dave Ramsden. First up is Cannibal Man. Now I've been able to put this in the protective case. What I had to do is, what I was telling you on this, the start of this video was I had to change the box in here. So I have put the 4K disc into this black Blu-ray box. Is there any smaller 4K boxes? I don't know if there is, but this is great. Fits in there, goes into my 4K section, securely wrapped up in this protective box. You put them in there and basically it's like a time capsule. They stay exactly the same. And this slip is just fantastic. So I'm so grateful for Dave to send this over to me. Of course I was. And also so I could put that round my 4K of Cannibal Man, one of my favourite video nasties of all time. So that's Cannibal Man. Speaking of those protective boxes, what about this? Now I was looking on my shelves to see what I could do with the protective cases and see if there's any sort of areas which I could put them on. I'm going to put them on some of my Arrow stuff, which you'll see in forthcoming videos. So what I have done this time around with these protective cases I got off Dave, I put them on my Hammer Blu-rays, which you'll see here. I'll show you what they look like. So what I have done with these Hammer Blu-rays when I put them over there, I put them out in the catalogue numbers that they came out in. Now I don't think they came out like that when they were released, but I have put them out like that. For this time around, I usually do change these around, but at this time, I'm going to be in their catalogue numbers. So first up is Plague of the Zombies. Now, just take a just take a minute to just look at this. I've got this. You've got your slip over the top. You've got the protective covering. They're on the shelves. They just look absolutely fantastic. I love the way that these sort of enclose these boxes, and also the uniformity you get from them is just amazing. So that's Plague of the Zombies. Next is Rasputin, the Mad Monk. Next is The Reptile. All great movies. Next is Dracula, the Prince of Darkness. Now, this is the first one I ever bought from the Hammer Blu-rays. And I knew this was definitely the first one that came out because I got it like day one. I remember it was a sleepover and I finished my sleepover to go to Silverlink to buy this one on day one of purchase. So, yeah, but it doesn't matter because, it's just somewhere I'm going to put this on my shelves anyway. So that's Dracula, Prince of Darkness. Brilliant. Next is The Witches, very overlooked, an underrated movie from Hammer. This has got its astounding print. If this was ever released on 4K, it would look amazing. That's The Witches. Next is 1,000,000 Years BC. Now I've watched all of these. There's a few I haven't watched. I haven't watched this one, but I've watched it a million times on the TV. But I will get round to it. I want to finish off the ones I haven't watched on here. I think there's a couple I haven't actually watched at all from what I remember, but I probably will have seen it back in the day on the TV. That's 1,000,000 Years BC. Next is the Mummy Shroud. I'm sure I haven't got all the Hammer mummy movies. What a mouthful, trying saying that after 26 pints. So that's the Mummy Shroud. I'm interested to see if there's any more going to come out or any more around. Next up is Lust for a Vampire. Now, I haven't watched the Blu-ray of this, but I've seen the movie quite a few times on TV. Next up is Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Another one I haven't watched on the Blu-ray, but like I say, I watched this 1,000 times back in the day. Well, 1,000, you know. Next is Demons of the Mind. I'm sure I've seen this. I haven't watched this Blu-ray yet, but I'm pretty sure that I might not have seen it. But it just rings a bell. I will have seen it if it's been on the telly. These have all been on the TV loads of times back in the day, so I will have seen that one. Next up is Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. What a movie this was. Saw this loads of times on the TV. Haven't watched this one yet. Actually, there's quite a few I haven't watched when I come to think of it, when I come to talk about it. But I'll get that put to right soon. Next up is Fear in the Night. No, I've definitely seen this, and I remember thinking Peter Cushing playing a bad guy. I couldn't believe it. Plays a sinister teacher, or I don't remember. But yeah, brilliant. I mean, Peter Cushing, what can you say? That's Fear in the Night. Next is The Horror of Frankenstein. This was the Frankenstein that came out. It was like kind of not part of the original Hammer canon of Frankenstein movies with Peter Cushing. This is like a reimagination, a kind of redoing of the first Frankenstein movie, although it's meant to be quite tongue-in-cheek and quite humorous. There's Darth Vader, Dave Prowse. That's The Horror of Frankenstein. Next is Scars of Dracula. I have watched this one. Looks brilliant. It's a good movie. It's a good Dracula movie, although I think the supporting cast isn't the best. Although you do get Michael Ripper in this, you get Michael Ripper in most of these movies, and Michael Ripper is probably the most underrated person who was ever in a Hammer movie. You would have seen him 1,000 times in it. I'll put a picture up there of him. You'll know who he is. So that's Scars of Dracula. Next is Straight On Till Morning. Haven't seen this one. I can't remember this one at all. When I put it on, I don't think I've seen this one. This is probably the only one I haven't seen in this set. And if I'm honest, it's the one that people probably put bottom of the list and say, well, it's just not that good. It's just not that much of a Hammer movie. But that's Straight On Till Morning. Might watch that first, actually, since I haven't seen that at all. I know I haven't seen that one. Next is The Devil Rides Out. What a movie this is. Absolutely brilliant. Christopher Lee, you know, what can you say? Great movie, this. Great special effects, even though special effects have been slightly altered in this one, I believe. But I have watched this one. It's great. And this fella here, Charles Gray, the fella, you know, in Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's just to jump to the left. He's always been a quite sinister looking fella. So that's The Devil Rides Out. And last up is To the Devil a Daughter. This is one, if not the last ever Hammer horror movie in 1976. So yeah, so honestly, this I can't pick them all up, but they just fall over. But you know, I mean, when you see them on the shelves, I'll show you a picture actually of what they look like on the shelves. They just look absolutely brilliant, don't they? So yeah, so that's what I've done with some of these protected coverings from Dave. Once again, thanks Dave and Jill for allowing me to put them on there and keeping these in spectacular condition. Cheers again. So the other slips I've used from Dave are Taxi Driver. Now I didn't think I had this movie, but I did. This must have been when I was not really into collecting slips, and it was like that on the shelves. Now this is slip number one actually of this run that they did with these Sony, what they're called, the 25th, well, the Sony anniversary editions, I think that's what they're called. Look great on the shelf if you got them all, but I've only got a couple of these. I think the other ones have got the slips on. But yeah, this is a great film. And it's funny because I honestly thought I hadn't got this movie at all, and lo and behold, it's on the shelf. Just shows you, doesn't it? So that's Taxi Driver. Next up is Salem's Lot. Now, I had to get a different cover for this because the original cover, which was a smaller US Blu-ray, it just didn't fit in the box. So, as you know from the start of this video, so yeah, just put it on a new box, new case, got plenty spare, and just goes into this slip. It's on the shelves, and it looks absolutely amazing on there. Great to actually use this slip. After thinking I had it, which I haven't got it, I've double checked, haven't got this one. And yeah, that looks great on the shelves. So that's Salem's Lot. So lastly, and by no means leastly, if that's a thing, is The Wanderers. Now, I was asking Dave about this cut, and he said it's the full cut. The full uncut version is the preview cut. Now, it's about I'm going to say about an extra 10 to 12 minutes longer. And it's got a running time of over 2 hours. I'll put some screenshots on of this. I put this on, it looks absolutely brilliant. And of course, it's got the amazing soundtracking as well, which I can't wait to start listening to. Because this when I put it on and watched a few scenes from it, like I say, the picture quality is brilliant. But the music really goes well with this movie. Some movies, the music can kind of make the movie, and this seems like one of them because when I put it on, it's got this scene where they're all coming down the staircases onto the streets to walk around as a gang. It looked great the way they were putting this music on the top, and it just like really fitted the actual scene and the time of this movie, the 50s. So yeah, really interesting watching this one, and yeah, so I want to thank Dave and Jill once again for all of the amazing stuff that you've sent us over all of the time you've sent us, never mind this stuff, but this one was so unexpected and it's just a beautiful set. Now you will notice that this is quite a bit bigger. It's one of those ones that's just a little bit bigger. So this has to go just down. I've got a space for it just down there. It's next to my old boy tin, which is a little bit bigger as well. So there's always spaces for everything in here. And it's funny because there's a lot of times I'm looking on the shelves now in HMV, and these media books do seem to be bigger. Like the Misfits, I think, was bigger as well. So the fact that this is a thing now, I might start collecting a few more of these because I thought, well, I don't want to have them going along doing that. But now there's a space for them. I can put them all together when I do that. So wow. So yeah, so highly, highly recommended as a film and also as a presentation. That's The Wanderers. So thanks for watching. You take care, especially you, Dave and Jill, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.